Ladies and gentlemen, you're back to the late 1930s. You're beginning to see now the setting of the stage for World War II. December 7th, 1941, the Tora attack on Pearl Harbor. Here come the P-51 Mustangs alongside the Boeing Keeper Fortress. The Boeing P-17 Flying Fortress, Texas Raiders of the Gulf Coast Wing of the Confederate Air Force, based right here at Ellington Field. The second day of the 5th annual Wings Over Houston Airshow. Boy, are we glad to be here, and we're glad to see so many of you.
Yeah. Well, I traded that one on. I guess old Ryan's still flying.
Well, they're back flying again now.
Yeah, and I got furloughed at Brandon.
Like it overextended and pop itself out.
Was there a sleeve that goes over the top of that?
Well, you got a sleeve out here. You got one right there.
French Connection, circle our flag jump, Golden Knight parachute diver, Sergeant Jason Davis. For Confederate Air Force Air Show, our 5th year, and boy, are we glad to be here, and we're glad to see so many of you. This is the first part of a beautiful clover leaf. Look at how close they keep the aircraft together. Less than 3 feet, wingtip to wingtip, when they're tucked in like that. With the red wingtip smoke on, the beautiful French Connection Fleur de Lis.
Dans cette seule vie, j'ai choisi de voler. J'ai choisi de voler avec toi.
Dans cette seule vie, moi aussi j'ai choisi de voler. Et j'ai choisi de voler avec toi.
In this one life, I choose to fly. I choose to fly with you.
This one night, I also choose to fly. And I choose to fly with you.
They call them the Wart Hogs. Prior to World War II, and it's going to approximately 2:25 when we'll begin the Confederate Air Force air power demonstration, recreating all of the major air battles of World War II. It's a real fun-filled, action-packed afternoon of flying activity.
I'd like to direct your attention to the right, the 4 ship coming in from the south in echelon formation. They will end up braking to the right-hand turns in a fan brake, setting up for their overhead patterns for landing.
Oh, nice roll-on takeoff. The Lockheed P-38 Lightning. Let's watch Lefty as he pitches the nose up and rolls the twin. Oh, no, he says, I'm going to give you a knife-edge pass. Absolutely gorgeous. Gets a beautiful blue sky right over Ellington Field. From Mercedes in Lakeway, Texas, just outside of Austin, in the Lockheed P-38 Lightning. Under the leadership of a fanatic dictator named Adolf Hitler, the conquered is preparing to become the conqueror once again. Hitler is able to test his reborn German Luftwaffe against living human targets. Spain was but a prelude to Hitler's planned conquest of Europe and then the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, you're back to the late 1930s, the Spanish Civil War, where Hitler is beginning to build his German Luftwaffe, which will become a major key in his plan to conquer Europe and then the entire world. You're beginning to see now the setting of the stage for World War II. By now, Hitler had built the most awesome war machine in the history of the world. Air power had become a major element of the new German war machine.
Unser teures deutsches Reich steht ein!
Winston Churchill, in a voice which reflects the courage of the British people, replies to Hitler.
And with the British Empire around us, we shall fight on, unconquerable, until the curse of Hitler is lifted from the brows of men.
Greatest air battle in modern warfare, the Battle of Britain. That battle was flown by the very aircraft you see flying here today. Aircraft including the Heinkel HE-111 and the British Spitfire.
7:55 a.m. at a place called Pearl Harbor and the beautiful and peaceful Pacific Islands. You're there, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. 7:55 a.m. December 7th, 1941. The Tora attack on Pearl Harbor. Listen to the bombs go off, ladies and gentlemen. You had to be able to imagine the way it was as the Zeros straight to Field at Pearl Harbor, as the Cape and the bows dropped their bombs and torpedoes, causing absolutely Japanese attack that thrust us into the war in the Pacific. The following day, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt made the following speech to Congress and the United States.
December 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. It will be reported that no matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
On April 18th of 1942, a middle-aged lieutenant colonel named Jimmy Doolittle led 16 B-25s on the impossible mission, a raid on the Japanese homeland itself. The raid was conceived immediately after the attack on Pearl Harbor, but it took several months to modify the airplanes and train the crews. The aircraft modification was necessary because for the first time, twin-engine B-25s were to be flown off the deck of an aircraft carrier. Watch, ladies and gentlemen, from the right to the left, as the North American B-25 Mitchell bombers come in low and then pop up, simulating the impossible mission, the Doolittle Raid.
A flight of 3 T-34s high overhead with a BT-13. Yeah, I would assume that's Bill Pounds bringing up the rear of that flight of 4 of the biplane again, the PT-17 Stearman.
While we watched the trainer aircraft, Red, I didn't get a chance to recognize every member of a very important group of people for our recreations yesterday. We got to recognize them as a group, but let me mention them now so that when you see them a little bit later, you'll know who they are. Ladies and gentlemen, Special Delivery is one of the prettiest restoration jobs of a World War II aircraft that I've seen. It's an F-6S Hellcat piloted by Ronnie Gardner.
Ladies and gentlemen. Really danced up, though. We were on the verge of defeat. Most of our planes were outmoded. Attack after attack failed, including the gallant one launched by torpedo. Invasion devastated torpedo dive bombers were wiped out completely. Only one pilot, George J, survived. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the way it was. The Pacific battles of World War II. Our torpedo bombers. FMC Wildcats, F-16 Hellcats, another carrier-based aircraft with some land-based assistance against the also armada of Japanese Tora and other Japanese aircraft. The SP-2C Helldiver delivering its load, another torpedo. DC-3, a civilian airliner at the outset of World War II. This R-4D. In the China-Burma-India theater alone, airplanes transported material over the Himalayan mountains to supply ground forces fighting in China and Burma. Roosevelt said, America is truly the arsenal of democracy. We had produced over 300,000 aircraft. And ladies and gentlemen, the aircraft you see in front of you right now are the arsenal of democracy. The North American P-51 Mustang right behind the Lockheed P-38 Lightning. Big and German anti-aircraft guys looking up and seeing this awesome fleet of aircraft over here. In fact, that aircraft, to give you an idea of the history, from bases in North Africa, we launched long-range bombing raids like the raid on Floesti. Floesti was an oil-producing center in war missions. During the raid, the B-24s came into Floesti so low. B-17s, like the one you see directly ahead of you. And B-24s, like the one right behind him. And what a gorgeous formation of P-51 Mustangs flying top cover today. Providing sources of raw material, and in turn we trained their pilots. Eventually, Memphis would come to serve 44 countries around the world, making America the arsenal of democracy in the fight for freedom. And ladies and gentlemen, from the left to the right, the Bell P-39 Heligoin and the Bell P-53 Cobra. The Bell P-39, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the aircraft. Awesome sight. A very, very revolutionary aircraft. The first aircraft to ever employ pressurization in the cabin. Both of them designed and built by Boeing aircraft, and both were the foundation on which our effective bombing around the world was based. Undercover, fighter cover. Here come the P-51 Mustangs alongside the Boeing Super Fortress. In the cabin. That's fast, ladies and gentlemen. That's fast. And three.
airmen who have given their lives in the defense of freedom of our country.
Let's go.